Let this be a moment of true receiving. Something meant for you has arrived. So let your next breath be soft, and let your heart grow still enough to listen. This message touches on a different kind of beauty, one that lives beneath the surface. Forget what you've been told to see in the mirror. Look instead for the map. Your face holds the quiet geography of your journey, the peaks of joy you've climbed, the valleys of challenge you've crossed, and the rivers of tears that have carved depth into your spirit. It is all there, not as flaws, but as sacred markings of a life being lived fully. This is the face of someone who has been shaped by experience, not just by time. Because of this, you leave an imprint. People sense the history you carry, not the details, but the strength it forged. It's a resonance that stays with them. Someone who once failed to see you may now feel a subtle awe, because your presence now speaks of a quiet power that is undeniable. You cannot be copied because your essence is an original masterpiece, painted with the colors of all you've lived through. Notice the space around you when you walk in. It changes. It's not about sound or motion, it's about the atmosphere your soul carries. You bring with you the calm certainty of deep roots. People are drawn to that stability, to the light of someone who knows their own core. It is the magnetism of authentic being. This is the heart of it all. Your design is purposeful. There is no accident in you. Every chapter of your story, especially the difficult ones, was essential in crafting the unique presence you offer the world. You are not just looking at a face in the glass. You are looking at a legacy in progress, a testament written in skin and spirit, meant to be seen and felt. This is not about what you have, but about who you are meant to become. Forget trying to fit in. You were not built to be a quiet part of the crowd. Your life has been carefully shaping you for this, to be witnessed by those who matter, at the moment that matters. This noticing is not a weight for you to carry, it is a gift being given. It means doors will swing open simply because you showed up. Chances you couldn't chase down will find you. Even guarded hearts may begin to soften, not by your words, but by the peace you carry. You didn't make this happen. This is the world finally catching up to a plan set in motion for you. Right now, someone is thinking of you. A conversation is happening where your name is spoken, not to harm you, but to make a way for you. Quiet thoughts are becoming real steps. People are being reminded of you for a reason. What you hold cannot be duplicated. Others might try to mimic your energy, but they cannot copy the story written in your calm gaze. That look is proof. It says, I have been through the fire, and I have come out not burned, but forged. Your past pain has become your present power. Your quiet seasons have built a strength that now speaks for itself. So stand tall, not with pride, but with a quiet knowing. You are exactly on time. You are fully seen. You are walking the path prepared just for you. Let people notice. Let them talk. Every murmur is being turned into a stepping stone for your good. You were not made to live small. You were not designed to dim your light for anyone else's comfort. You were built to glow, so that your purpose can be seen and met. A moment is coming when the right person will look at you and truly see you. And when that connection happens, things will align quickly, not through your struggle, but through a natural and powerful flow. Remember, your face is more than features. It is purpose, made visible. It is your story, wearing skin. It is your future, looking back at you in the mirror, waiting for you to recognize it, too. A new chapter is turning. This is not just a message, it's an announcement from your very soul. A season of light has dawned for you. What you see in the mirror is not a fragile image, it is a living testament, a declaration of victory carved in quiet strength. Your face is the unspoken truth of your story. In the calm of your eyes, the grace of your smile, even the peace of your silence, it shows the world what you've weathered and conquered. Your presence is the proof. There was a time when your name was passed around carelessly. People judged your heart by a single page, not knowing the whole book. They saw your resilience and called it pride. They witnessed your quiet and mistook it for weakness. They saw you standing in a storm and labeled it a delay, not understanding you were becoming unshakable. They expected you to shatter under the weight. But the weight only revealed the unbreakable material you were made of. Your strength made some uncomfortable. It was easier for them to whisper in confusion than to ask, how did they learn to stand so firm? They told stories about a person who didn't exist, speaking with a certainty they never earned. They waited for you to grow quiet, not knowing that in the quiet, you were gathering your power. They anticipated your fall, but you delivered a rising. While they talked, you transformed. While they predicted your end, you were quietly stoking an inner fire they couldn't touch. The pain they thought would erase you was, in truth, engraving your purpose deeper. The hard ground was not your grave, it was your signing ground, the place where your true name was written. Remember this. Your glow does not come from an easy life. It is evidence. It was earned in the deep hours when the world slept but your spirit was awake, healing. It was forged from prayers that seemed to go unanswered, because they drove you into a deeper conversation with the divine. It was built in moments when confusion swirled around you, but could never find a home within you. You are here now, not by accident, but by evidence. And your light is just beginning to shine. They believed the silence was empty, but it was where you gathered your strength. Those days when you felt you had nothing? That's when you discovered you carried everything you would ever need inside you. They watched you wait, expecting you to bend, not realizing you were growing an unbreakable spine. They mistook your quiet for surrender, not understanding it was your sacred strategy. They saw pain and called it a punishment, while it was, in truth, your preparation for a higher place. You were never shrinking in the shadow of the storm. You were being shaped in its very center. You were being made authentic in a fire that burns away everything false. You were being given roots, deep and steady, by the very passage of time they thought would wear you out. And all the while they anticipated a collapse, a greater plan was in motion, perfectly arranging your moment to step into the light. This is the beautiful contradiction of your journey. Everything meant to diminish you only served to define you. The misunderstanding wasn't a wall, it was the quiet audience before your victory. The doubt wasn't a weapon to destroy you, it was the stone that sharpened your clarity. The judgment wasn't meant to shame you, it was an unintended confirmation that you were different, and difference is always noticed. The silence didn't stop your voice, it taught you its truest tone. Time didn't make you weaker, it patiently uncovered the strength that was always there. The storms didn't come to break you, they arrived to introduce the unshakable person you had become. Now, when eyes turn to you, they hesitate. Something in your presence commands a second look. It isn't anything you wear or anything you say. It's the quiet hum of resilience. It's the steady pulse of endurance. It's the proof of a guidance that held you when the path was invisible to everyone else. It's the private strength you built in solitude. It's the quiet fire that was lit in you during seasons that felt like endings but were, in fact, the very foundation of your beginning. Those who were sure of your failure are now met with a different story. Some are startled into silence. Others watch from a distance, puzzled by a respect for you that simply will not fade. Even the watchers, the quiet, thoughtful ones who see what others miss, they observe you with a careful, knowing attention. They recognize the markings of a soul that has been tempered by life itself. And they understand that what they are witnessing is not an act, but an arrival. Your impact now moves in a quiet frequency. The loudest praise often fades fast, but the deep respect you've earned travels far in silence. It ripples through thoughts and memories, holding you up in ways you may never see. You are supported by 1,000 quiet acknowledgments. This is your season of connection. The scattered pieces of your journey are now finding each other, clicking into a picture that finally makes sense. Doors you didn't pound on are easing open. Timelines that seemed stalled are syncing up. This isn't chance. It's what happens when you become ready for what was always meant for you. The world is beginning to recognize you, and so it begins to respond. Your very presence has become a gift to others. Someone weary sees your calm and remembers their own strength. Someone ready to give up glimpses your resilience and feels a spark rekindle inside. A stranger passes you and feels a subtle shift, a hint that healing is real. You have become living proof, not through your words, but simply by being here. You are permission for someone else to hope again. People may not always get you, but they can no longer overlook you. Your story is no longer a fragile tale, it has been fortified. It has the muscle of survival, the evidence of endurance, and the weight of truth. Every season meant to diminish you only added to your substance. What once tried to silence you is now, unintentionally, broadcasting your strength. Hear this not as flattery, but as a homecoming. This is a call back to the truest version of you, the one that was designed before doubt ever spoke. Your worth was never waiting for an audience's applause. It is rooted in a deeper approval, a spiritual favor that was yours all along. Your trials did not diminish you, they patiently uncovered the brilliance that was always there, layer by layer, until it became impossible to ignore. You don't need to struggle to be remembered. You already are unforgettable. You don't need to manufacture a glow. The light is already there, earned and authentic. You only need to step forward and let the world witness what the fire has already finished. You are right. It is already resting there. You don't have to compete for a light that is yours by right. This glow isn't something you put on, it's what's left after everything else has been refined away. It is the quiet craftsmanship of seasons you endured alone, the polish of patience, the depth that only comes from walking through the dark and learning its contours. It is spirit, made visible. Even now, someone who stepped away is being drawn back into your story. They believed they could close the chapter, explain you away, or simply forget. But the echo of your presence lingers in their spirit not as a mere memory, but as a lasting imprint. They can't logic their way out of it. They can't dismiss it. When heaven writes a purpose into a soul, no human opinion has the power to edit it. This moment, this space where you read these words, is sacred ground. It is not a stage for empty applause, but a quiet garden where your true self is remembered and welcomed home. If this truth finds a place in you, let it stay. Let it settle deep, like a gentle rain into thirsty earth. Let it take root. Because nothing in your journey was wasted. Your light was never an error. You were never meant to stay hidden, you were being fortified in the quiet, until your presence became too substantial for the world to overlook. This is your unveiling. Even if it arrives softly, this is everything aligning. Even if it came through patient waiting, this is your rightful recognition. Even if it moves through whispers, this is a divine plan becoming visible. This is heaven confirming what the world once questioned. This is destiny replying to every doubt. This is the moment where your silent strength gains its true weight. Where quiet admiration becomes solid proof. Where your own reflection looks back at you not with question, but with quiet agreement. Your presence now introduces itself without a word. You were not an accident. You are a creation, shaped by time, chosen from the start, and now you are arriving. Let this truth settle into your spirit. Long before anyone took notice, your story was already marked by heaven. You were being shaped in the unseen, guided through every step you called survival, refined in seasons you only experienced as waiting. Now, you occupy a space beyond denial. Your light defies dismissal. Your essence commands a recognition that bypasses all argument. This was never about volume. It is about substance. You did not earn this by making noise, but by holding your ground. You did not secure it by pleading, but by persevering. The attention now finding you is simply the world finally seeing what has always existed within you. Remain rooted. Continue onward. Let your light be a calm, unwavering signal. What comes now is convergence, not chaos. What builds is a lasting resonance, not an echo. Eyes are turning to truly witness you, not glance past you. Guardians are lowering, not rising, in your path. Opportunities are moving into formation, aligned with your stride. The person in your mirror is now paving the road ahead. Your being in a room makes space for destiny to enter. The warmth you carry is a silent reply to every question. Your quiet holds a power that needs no explanation. Your countenance is a declaration, made flesh. And no force, not the passage of time, not the sting of rejection, not another's envy, not the howling storms, not the silent stretches can undo the eternal signature written upon your soul. For you are, beyond any doubt, destined, sealed, unshakable, and eternally remembered.